Today, March 9th, marks the 65th birthday of the legendary icon Barbie.
Have you ever stopped to think about how this toy became so successful? In this video we will dive into the early years, rise to success and challenges of this legendary toy.
Before we unbox this fascinating story, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you won't miss uploads on all the best feminine icons.
This is the story of Barbie.
Barbie, you're beautiful. You make me feel my Barbie doll is really real. Barbie's small and so petite. Her clothes and figure look so neat. Her dancing outfit rings the bell. At parties she will cast a spell. Purses, hats, and gloves galore, and all the gadgets gals adore.
Barbie dressed for swimmin' fun is only $3. Her lovely fashions range from $1 to $5. Look for Barbie wherever dolls are sold.
Someday I'm gonna be exactly like you. Till then I know just what I'll do. Barbie, beautiful Barbie, I'll make believe that I am you.
Barbie is one of the most iconic toys in the world, with over 1 billion dolls sold since her debut in 1959.
Barbie beginnings. Ruth Handler co-founded Mattel Creations in 1945 with her husband Elliot and business partner Harold Matt Matson, with the latter leaving the venture for health reasons.
She was the business, she was the marketing, and he was the creative. But they were equal.
The toy company was successful selling products like Yucadoodle and the Magic 8 Ball. But after noticing that her young daughter Barbara's toys only allowed her to imagine herself in a domesticated role, Ruth had the genius idea to create a three-dimensional toy similar to paper dolls.
At the time, that was really the only way that sort of fashion play was expressed.
My daughter Barbara, when she was about 7, I guess, started playing with paper dolls, but she always chose adult paper dolls. She and her little friends sat around the house by the hour playing with adult paper dolls. This is what kind of stuff you were playing with, Debbie Reynolds. And oh boy, that's a neat one. That may be the idea where I got the bathing suit for the first time.
Long legs, big eyes, and a blonde ponytail. Barbie's ancestor Lily wore high heels and skimpy clothes. She was born in the 1950s as a cartoon character for the tabloid newspaper Bild. Soon the drawing became a three-dimensional doll, looking more like a pinup than a children's toy.
Perfectly shaped little dolls, in this case better suited to older children, at the traditional toy fair in Nuremberg.
The doll was also sold in Switzerland, where a fateful encounter took place.
In about 1956, my husband and I took a vacation with my daughter Barbara and my son Ken. And we were in Switzerland. And there was a display that I saw this adult doll.
It was exactly the kind of doll that toy entrepreneur Ruth Handler wanted for her daughter. One she could not only play mommy with, but one for which she could dream up an exciting life.
A doll named Barbie, after her daughter Barbara. Speaking of Ruth's daughter, Barbara played a significant role in the creation of Barbie. Ruth observed Barbara's imaginative play with paper dolls and saw how she embraced the opportunity to imagine various adult scenarios. Inspired by her daughter's playful spirit, Ruth named the doll after Barbara, ensuring that Barbie would carry a personal connection and serve as a reflection of the dreams and ambitions of young girls everywhere. Barbie was originally marketed as a teenage fashion model, representing the elegance, style, and aspirations that Ruth had envisioned. In the early years, Barbie's wardrobe was modest, but Mattel soon recognized the vast potential within this iconic doll. They began producing a wide range of clothing and accessories, allowing young girls to personalize and customize their dolls, fueling their imaginative dreams. Combining the inspiration from the German doll, Bild Lily, and the influence of Barbara's imaginative play, Ruth Handler brought Barbie to life. an iconic doll that would forever change the world of toys. Barbie became a symbol of empowerment, encouraging young girls to dream, explore, and believe in their limitless potential.
Audiences first saw Barbara Millicent Roberts, yes, she has a full name, on the date we now recognize as her birthday, March 9th, 1959 at New York's Toy Fair. Standing at about 11.5 inches tall, Barbie, whose full first name is the same as the handler's daughter, came out impeccably dressed, donning striped swimwear, gold earrings, and her hair styled in a ponytail with bangs. Similar to Build Lily, she had thin eyebrows, blue eye makeup, and a red lip, a look that reflected the old-school glamour of the 1950s.
Every single second, there are 2 Barbie dolls sold from Bloomingdale's to Bangkok. At the start of Handler's career, her priority was not raising Barbie.
I don't know what was driving me, but I needed to prove myself from the day I was born.
She was born in Denver in 1916, and get this, she didn't play with dolls. Handler preferred working in her sister's store. She met her husband, Elliot, an artist and designer, at 16. They married 5 years later, moved to California, and started a business making dollhouse furniture, with Ruth out there selling, at a time when most women stayed home.
How would you describe yourself?
Gutsy. I always kind of considered myself a fluke because there were no others like me. I loved my children, but I wasn't suited to taking care of a home.
Handler knew what suited her was running a business. Her small company grew to become a giant, Mattel Toys.
Barbie is single, childless, and confident. In 1959, that was a very modern image of a woman. Ruth Handler was way ahead of her time.
So it's, 50s, 60s, very, very conservative when Barbie's being invented. Ruth Handler was a Jewish feminist who was working at a very young age, and she was working at Paramount Pictures as a teenager, driving around. She picked up the guy that she liked, Elliot Handler, who she wound up marrying.
Amy Eisenhower's pivotal pink inaugural ball gown, the precedent for how a sophisticated woman should present herself, was set.
But tell her if she's gotta think pink.
For bags, pink for shoes, razzle, dazzle, spread the news. The pink's for the lady who's wild to be. Pink's for all the family. Try pink shampoo, pink toothpaste too. Play in pink all day in pink, play gay in pink. Thrive in pink, come alive in pink, and dive in pink. Go out dancing, but just remember one thing. You can get a little wink if you got a little pink in your sweet.
She's iconic and inspirational.
It's really important that so many little girls can see dolls that do everything.
In 1960, Busy Gal Barbie was introduced as a fashion designer dressed in a jacket and skirt ensemble, complete with a portfolio to tote around. This was just the beginning of the career-oriented trailblazer who notably went on to become a nurse and stewardess in 1961. That same year, Barbie got her first friend, Kenneth Sean Carson, or just Ken, fittingly named after the handler's son.
It all started at the dance. Barbie, the famous teenage fashion model doll by Mattel, felt that this was to be a special night. And then it happened. She met Ken. And somehow she knew that she and Ken would be going together. So now Mattel brings you Ken, Barbie's boyfriend, with a complete wardrobe of perfectly tailored clothes of unmatched quality. Now Ken and Barbie meet for lunch at school, go to fraternity parties, and just relax together. Think of the fun you'll have taking Barbie and Ken on dates, dressing each one just right. You'll find Ken wherever toys are sold. Look for this special tag that tells you he's the genuine Ken. Get both Barbie and Ken and see where the romance will lead. It could lead to this. And remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
So cool.
And then there's Ken. A beautiful man for a beautiful woman. Since 1961, Barbie has had an infinitely loyal and therefore rather boring partner.
"1962 was a good year for our doll. The independent woman bought her own home, the iconic Barbie dream house.
Inside, there's a big new closet with hangers for all the Barbie costumes you buy. Best of all, Barbie's new dream house is lots bigger now.
This is the first ever Barbie dream house. It looks like a box, but it's actually the house. Right away, you see this flat roof line, it's single story, you've got big picture windows, an oversized door. This dream house really reminds me of the case study houses, which were also cube-like. You had these experimental homes that were like glass boxes, like the Farnsworth house in Illinois. So here are some clues that this might have been part of a suburban development of cookie cutter homes. We see there's some brick and stone, but the majority is wood siding. And it's in this vertical pattern, which we call board and batten siding. Let's look inside. So you open it up, and everything inside is cardboard. We're gonna set it up. Right away, I can tell this is modernist. Clean lines, not very much fussy ornamentation. You know, you don't see arms on the sofa and the chair. There are some pieces that are very closely resemble designer pieces of the era. The sofa really closely resembles the daybed that George Nelson designed for Herman Miller. You know, we have this hi-fi TV console. By 1962, pretty much every home in America would have had a TV. You also have this bed. Again, looks a lot like a designer piece of the era, the thin edge bed by George Nelson for Herman Miller. And also there's a real Scandinavian influence in a lot of this modernist furniture with the bold colors, the clean lines, and the warm wood accents. This closet is empty here, but obviously a big part of Barbie is the fashion, and there's no kitchen. This is a radical idea for the 1960s. This is a single woman. She's a homeowner. She's not a housewife. She's college educated. She obviously went to her state college. She's more into books and magazines than being a mom. This house is a lot about the cultural narrative of leaving tradition behind and making your own path in the world. You can tell the designers here were trying to make something new and different, not your traditional dollhouse. And we're gonna see a lot more of that in the next house from the 1970s.
Trading in her signature pony for a trendy bobble cut do. This red flare Barbie rocked a sophisticated outfit, featuring a coat along with a pillbox hat. Barbie's world expanded with the arrival of freckled bestie Midge in 1963, who found love with Ken's pal Alan a year later.
She loved trying on Barbie's exciting new fashions, for you see, Midge and Barbie are the same size, so all of Barbie's beautifully tailored clothes fit both of them.
Barbie's first sibling, a little sis named Skipper, arrived in 1964, the same year she got a stunning new swirl ponytail. But the famed doll's most significant look was for her out-of-this-world trip to space. Wearing a metallic silver spacesuit, helmet, and boots, Miss Astronaut Barbie went up 4 years before Neil Armstrong took one giant leap for mankind on the moon. Of course, space wasn't the only male-dominated field she'd eventually conquer.
Inspiring girls to imagine all these things that they can become at a time when really careers were quite limiting.
The rest of the 60s notably brought the vibrant color magic Barbie, and the first celeb to get a Barbie designed after them, British fashion model Twiggy. But that's not all. 1967's Twist and Turn Barbie was groundbreaking for the way you could twist and turn it, as the name suggests. She also looked younger.
They resculpted her face entirely to kind of capture what was going on in the 60s, a kind of the youth movement. So she has a sweeter face, a little more innocent expression.
Mattel didn't stop there, though, debuting another first in 1968 with Barbie's friend Christy, a black doll. This marked an important time in the brand's increase in diversity. Christy had a stylish bob and was introduced with an equally rad swim outfit.
What's playing at the cinema? Shall we go? Let's go shopping with Barbie.
In 1968, the year that civil rights leader Martin Luther King was assassinated, was a time of severe racial discrimination in the USA. The first African-American Barbie was introduced. Her name was Christy, and she was Mattel's statement to the moment. Yes, black is beautiful, but Christy wasn't exactly the same as Barbie.
Surfer to superstar. In the 70s, Barbie's aesthetic became more soft and relaxed.
The clean gal with the long straight hair who came out of the water at the Malibu beach.
Dramatic living Barbie kicked off the decade with a design allowing you to pose her body in a variety of ways. Then, one of the most popular iterations of the iconic doll arrived in 1971 with Malibu Barbie. The blonde sported a baby blue one-piece, a sun-kissed tan, and front-facing eyes. She embodied the more casual vibes of the decade, and even got a camper that same year, allowing her to keep living it up in nature with her friends. Malibu Christie also got to have fun with her fashionable friend on the beach in 1973, rocking a bright yellow suit. By the mid-70s, though, Barbie had started to get into sports, becoming an Olympic skier and a ballerina. No biggies. Though Christie was notably introduced in 1968, Barbie herself had always been white. Thankfully, that changed in 1980 when Black and Hispanic dolls carrying the moniker came on the scene.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Both featured darker skin, hair, and eye color, and came sporting different but equally gorgeous outfits. Black Barbie wore a long red ensemble with cold shoulder sleeves and a high slit, while Hispanic Barbie rocked a red and white ensemble with a lacy black shawl.
Legeria Davis made a documentary about the history of Black Barbie. Her aunt was one of the women at Mattel who convinced Ruth Handler to expand Barbie's universe for the inclusion of African American girls. The first Black Barbie goes on sale in 1980, finally.
Black Barbie represents the doll, represents my aunt and Kitty Black Perkins and the other Black employees at Mattel being seen. It's like validation of being seen and heard.
Ooh, yaki soba. Ooh, yaki soba.
Shout out to Greta Gerwig because she was like, what would your president look like? And I was like, I just felt like she would be kind of in a ball gown leading. And she was like, done.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic. You can push my hair and twist me everywhere. Imagination, that is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic. You can push my hair and twist me everywhere. Imagination, that is your creation.
Ladies, which Barbie was your favourite to play with? Are you perhaps a serious Barbie collector now? Kindly leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so that you can see when we upload. Remember to keep on flourishing. Toodles!